Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for some Dungeons and Dragons, bros? Some fucking Durgans and Diggins? Woo! You're ready. Today is going to be a chill session because, one, we have a new player to D&D joining us, so we definitely want to give her a chance to kind of get used to everything before we throw her into the middle of battle. But also, two of our players have not played with Foundry before, and so their first time would want to make sure that it's not like, what does this button do? So this is also a good opportunity for you guys who are interested in Foundry to kind of see how it works from the beginning. And also, by the end, we will be getting into some RP. You guys will be getting to know the players' characters, and you'll also, maybe even see a little bit of combat. But it's not gonna be a full, like, 3-hour long session today anyway, because we just want to make sure everyone gets used to the software and the mechanics, and then next time we'll be just right from the beginning straight into lore and stuff. You're watching this as you do chores on your TV. Beaky, I don't remember giving you permission to speak. Hi, Fat Ganker. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Black Rose. We're gonna switch scenes here, and we're gonna join our pals in Discord. No, don't ban him. Don't ban Beaky. We need him. Here, let me turn off this music so that it's a smooth switch. We'll go over here. We'll have to wait a second for everyone's pictures to show up again. Hello, guys, we're live. Oh, look, we got 2 out of 3 already. Holy shit, bro. That's amazing. Oh.
I thought I showed up for a second, but I'm gone. Oh.
Hello. Okay, let me make sure you're a little lanky one over here. I'm gonna put you down a little bit. Here.
Lanky.
Yeah,
because she has an actual pretty
Aha!
piece of art.
There you are! Look at that!
That's so pretty.
Oh, why is your small... Oh, because you're tiny. You're a doll.
I tiny.
It is way smaller when you talk, though, for some reason.
Oh.
I don't know if you see that.
Shrink. Oh no.
That huh?
Beautiful. Okay.
But they're 600 pixels by 600 pixels. I don't what?
Is there just more space? Like wait. Wait, what?
You get so much smaller.
So
Oh, I love it. Oh yeah, also here, let's get the tunes going.
let me try to crop a new one or something. I don't know.
I think this should be Fredboat.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Adjust your Fredboat volume. You're gonna go cry in a bucket of Mr. Clean antibacterial summer citrus soap. Without me, bro? Without me? Okay. Can you guys hear the music?
Yeah. I gotta turn it up, I think. Yeah. There we go.
I'll unmute it.
You're just casting reduce on yourself? Oh my god.
That looks so funny.
Oh, we're doing it. We're really doing it. It's Dungeons and Dragons. It's happening.
Woo!
Okay, maybe this will be better.
Yes, that's perfect,
Okay,
actually.
yeah.
What happened?
I don't know, but I did crop the image by quite a lot, actually, and it just happened to be the right size, so...
Well, there you go. Silver linings. Okay. So, we got our spooky tunes. We're going to do a little bit of introduction here. Before we get into kind of the mechanics and everything, do you guys want to just briefly introduce, one, yourselves, so people know where to find you, and then also your character, and a little bit about them. We'll start from the left, if I have my lefts and rights correctly. So Melon.
Okay. I'm Mel. Melon Minty on Twitter. I'm a VTuber and illustrator.
And a melon.
And I'll be playing Hanami. Rokurokubi. So it's a yokai race.
Yokai.
Yeah. Or also a rogue.
Rogue. Very spooky.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic. Peko, you're next.
Hi, I am Peko. I am also a VTuber. I'm currently a terrible VTuber because I am not streaming.
They
but
exist.
I'm in the middle of a model change arc so that soon I can go back to my mama, Mel.
Mama Mel, best
the
mom.
character that I am playing is Kyrie. She is a possibly possessed, possibly haunted, who knows, porcelain doll. And she is a bard.
Woo! I would just like to point out that Peko informed me a bard with no genitals, which is fun.
Yes, she's a doll.
Well, you know, some dolls have genitals. Yan, do you wanna?
I'm Yan. I'm also.
Oh, I gotta turn you up.
Oh wait. Let me talk a little closer to my mic. I'm a horror streamer, and what else? My character's name is Lillian, and she is a. Okay, I'm gonna butcher the name. Is it ASMR? ASMR?
That's pretty close. It's Asimar, but I bet you that is a
okay.
variation.
ASMR, and my class is a Death Monarch. I have many shadow friends.
Hello. Chat is saying I have you turned up to 200% and have my desktop audio up all the way. Yeah, is there any way you can increase your mic volume just a little? I also turn the music down.
Let me try.
Everything's really quiet? Because, like, my mic is, like, in my mouth. And my desktop
I'm
audio's
really
up all
quiet
the
on-
way.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
know
eat
why
your
I'm so
mic.
quiet.
Mics are expensive.
Libra, how is volume?
Is this better? Or no?
I think so.
Okay. I'll try to talk louder too. I just like naturally have a pretty quiet voice, but I'll try to talk really loud.
I don't know why it wouldn't just, like, work, though. Like, it should for... Like, you'd think that, like, everyone's saying it's quiet, like, in general, which is weird, because, like, all my shit is maxed, so... D&D ASMR by Siddhar. Oh, I see. Music is just a talent. Turn the music down. Okay. So. Better. We have a better. Great. So, that is the little introduction to who you guys are playing and who they are. Actually, I could do one of these. Or Libra. Libra is who's better at typing than me. Do you mind doing a shout out for these three? I think you know their ats. But yes, so there you guys have it. This is going to be, it's a homebrew campaign, if you can't already tell by the types of characters that they're playing. This one is set, it's very Victorian era aesthetic. It's kind of the vibe we're going for, but there's still fantasy in there. And this is going to be a horror as well, because these kids just love their horror. They cannot stop asking me for horror. But it'll be funny too, so don't worry, you don't have to watch it with your mom. In fact, I encourage you guys not to watch it with your parents. Just in case. Not because of my players, but because of me. Most parents probably wouldn't like this. Anyway, let us get started. We're gonna show you guys how Foundry works. So first, let's just set the scene real quick. Can you guys all see the kind of city scene in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for context, this is Rivenstein, which is a pretty bustling city in this particular region. There are quite a lot of people. There's quite a lot of wealth. There's also quite a lot of disparity, because wherever there comes wealth, comes suffering, as we all know, gestures vaguely at everything. And you guys have all arrived at the city for different reasons. Can you guys just each tell me why your character might be in a city like this? What might bring them to a city like this?
Okay,
More
I'll go
money?
first.
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I was like, no, saying anything.
Yeah, you go first.
I'm here to find more wealth
Wow.
to steal.
She's here to get her fucking bag, bro.
Yeah,
I respect
always
that.
looking to get that bag.
Hell yeah. So you come here because you know that there are ways to make a pretty penny, or a dirty penny, in your case. And yeah, this is definitely the place to do it. There are some rich fucking people here that you can swindle. Okay. Pico, why would your little haunted, allegedly porcelain doll be in this town?
Money is great. There's more idiots, more targets. And for a bard, what more could you want, really?
More targets. Okay. Excellent. So the money is actually bringing a lot of people here for various reasons. Some for financial gain and some for bait. Yan, why don't you tell us? Why is your character here?
Well, money is good, but I'm also looking for answers. I lost my parents when I was a child,
Classic.
and I don't know how. I don't know what happened. So I'm trying to find out whether they were killed or taken, or I don't even know. But
A
I'd like to
mystery.
figure that out while I was here. Yeah.
Excellent. That's the D&D spirit. So we have people here for money, and we have people here for prey, and we have people here for answers. And you know what? A lot of people come to Rivenstein for money and answers, as it is really a main city around this area. Quite bustling. So now that you guys are here, you all three your fates happen to be intertwined as you enter this city at the same time. And you see people walking around. You hear the faint sound of rain. It's dark. You're not exactly sure what time it is because around here it's always dark. And you guys enter this city. What do you do? Where is the first place that you guys go in this city?
Well, most bars have a pretty good corner. It's always busy, there's always people, but you have to make sure that it's a decently high-scale bar or you're just wasting your time trying to entertain.
That's true. You wanna get your entertainment to the right folks.
The folks who give you money.
The folks that give you money. What about you two? Do you think you guys would be headed to a bar or a tavern of sorts upon entering a new town?
Could be. I would first go around and see my most vulnerable targets, preferably the ones dressed the wealthiest.
Yes.
But I might stop by a bar for a drink on the way.
Fuck yeah. Maybe there might be some wealthy pricks you can rob there. And what about you, Yan? What is it, Lilith? Is that?
Yeah.
Where would Lilith go upon entering a city? Would she go to a bar for answers, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Either there or an inn of some sort. My feet hurt.
Your feet hurt. Okay. Well, lucky you guys, I have a map prepared for that. So, we move to here. A dimly lit tavern with lots of people hanging out. Let's see these people. You walk in and you see all sorts of faces as you enter this place. What's the first thing that you do upon entering the bar?
gonna go grab a drink.
You're gonna go grab a drink?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. A woman after my own heart. Let me put your guys' on the map so you can move your tokens. There's you. Oh, I need to actually give you a token. Here you go. Very spooky. Oh, you got your long neck and your token. That's fun. There you go. There's one.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And there is 2. And do you have a token?
Cool.
Yes, 3. There you are. Look at you guys. Just a ragtag bunch of travelers entering into this tavern, all unknowingly kind of searching for similar things. And you go up to the bar. The bar is over here to the right. This is kind of where you order from. So yeah, I think you said you wanted to move over there. So let me show you how this works. So, for those of you who have not used Foundry before, on the left side of your screen, there are like a bunch of little drop-down menus. So like there's a ruler, and there's like a little person. If you click on the little person, there's 4 squares, and with that, that's like your, how do you select something. So you can click on your token, and you can drag it to wherever it is that you want to move. And it shows you how many feet away it is so that you know for in combat how much movement you have, and also for spells and stuff. So you do that, and then you let go, and it should move your person there. Ta-da! Now you're at the bar. Before we cut to that, Peko, where are you headed in this place?
Most likely, Kyrie would want to try to find the owner. She wants to make sure, see if there's a place where she can maybe set up, play her lyre a little bit. You know, people are usually more open when they realize that, you know, she's just the entertainment. They'll tell her a little bit more. So she's gonna go look and see if there's a place for her to set up for a bit.
Okay. So, actually, back here you'll see there's somebody mopping a little stage. So you're totally welcome to move yourself over there. You've spoken to the owner. You've made your way over, and now you can get set up. What about you? Is it Konami?
Oh.
Where are you headed in here? What's your first step?
I'm thinking I'm just gonna head over to this empty table over here.
Okay.
Just so I can get a feel for the vibes in the room. Kind
Fuck
of
yeah.
scout out.
We're doing a vibe
Everybody
check.
See... Yeah.
Hell
Vibe
yeah.
check.
Okay, with everyone in position, we will start with, from the left, Peko here. What is Kyrie doing?
She is setting up for a little performance. She takes her lyre out. She's sitting up on the stage, looking as pretty as can be, little porcelain doll. And she starts playing, just trying to gauge the atmosphere in the bar. See who's interested, who takes an eye to her music, knowing that she can probably go talk to them later on.
What instrument are you playing?
A lyre.
Ah, very cool. Actually, as you're playing, the lady who's standing here, you can tell she's somebody who's working here at the bar. Definitely dressed a bit differently than some of the other patrons, and was up here scrubbing the stage. And she goes, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, let me get out of your way. I have to say, your music is quite beautiful." And then she puts her head down and she rushes away, so as not to intrude on your performance.
Are any of the patrons more interested in the performance than others?
Make a perception check! Woo! We're doing rolls, boys! And I will tell you, Ray, how to do that on your turn. 14. Yes, so you actually notice that this gentleman right here, he is listening. You can see his eyes are closed, and he's listening intently to the music as he just kind of nods his head slightly up and down and taps his foot.
Nice.
Next, we have Konami. What are you doing? You're sitting here doing a vibe check. How do you do that exactly? What are you looking for?
Okay, so she's basically here doing her regular run, kind of scouting out who seems to be making the most money based on their clothing and their mannerisms.
Mm-hmm.
For now, she's got her eye on what's this lady? Oh, you know what?
That's Florence.
This guy with the top hat.
Yeah,
Yeah?
he's a good target.
Make a perception check.
Okay, how do I roll?
So, on your character sheet, which you can pull up by double-clicking on your token,
Yeah.
you'll see all this stuff, and you'll see perception in your list of, abilities, and if you just click on the word perception, it will roll it.
Oh. Oh.
So, Konami, you come in here, you sit down, you're a bit exhausted from your travels, and you're kind of getting ready to look around and scope out who's got the cash, but actually this lovely lady over here, she kind of catches your attention. You're like, ooh, she's kind of cute. And she looks at you, kind of looks you up and down and smiles, which is a little distracting from the other gentleman over here who looks like he could potentially be just a little bit wealthier, but you know how those women wiles are. So for the time being, you're currently a little bit entranced.
Okay.
Okay. Yan, you're over here. Let's zoom in here. What's going on? You're ordering a drink? Is that what's happening?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What do you say to the barkeep?
Hello. I would
Hi.
like to order a beer.
Well, you've come to the right place. I have to say, we have some excellent beer on tap here. Definitely the best in town, or so I'm told.
Well, I will take one of your finest ales.
You got it! And she turns around and grabs just like this big mug and goes over to a barrel and starts, twisting the end, and, a bunch of just beautiful golden liquor just pours in, and there's some foam on top, and she puts it down in front of you and she says, "You're not from around here."
No, I'm not. I'm new in town.
Well, here's the thing. I like to do this for all new customers. This first one, it's on the house. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, thank you.
Come again now, you hear? And she goes back to cleaning some of the glasses she has behind the counter.
Can I leave, like, a little tip?
You can.
Yes.
She
Can I
smiles.
drop a coin down.
And she grabs it, kind of holds it up to the light and puts it in her pocket and nods. And where do you go from here now that you have your beer?
I think I'm gonna go sit at this table over here. Next
Okay.
to the light.
Hell yeah, I love Foundry. Okay, so you go over here, you have your beer. Konami, you guys all happen to come in here, but you haven't made yourself acquainted yet. You do see this new person walk in who you were not observing before. You want to make another perception check for me.
All right.
Florence is really pretty. Like, she's so pretty. Look at her. Like, come on.
Why must I be gay?
She sees you looking at her and she kind of winks. Okay, so is it Kyrie?
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Like Kyrie liaison.
Of course, you've been playing music and vibing up here. Are you still playing, or are you getting ready to make your move on your first target?
Just finishing up the last little bit of her song, and she looks down at the target, at this gentleman with a top hat. She gives him a little bit of a smile, which is very different from what she's looked like up there the whole time. She generally just looks very, either some say serene, some say bored.
Will you make a performance check for me real quick?
Of course.
Let's see how sick these beats are you're dropping. These are some sick fucking beats. Even the bartender at this point is kind of looking over, watching. You've caught her attention from across the floor, and everyone's a little bit entranced, including the gentleman who catches your smile and smiles back.
He also notices as she's playing these two other women who are coming into the bar. They don't really look like they're necessarily from around here, and that's interesting to her, but they're not the target, so she'll let them chill for a bit.
Hell yeah. And are you going to stay up here, or are you making your move?
I'll stay up here for now.
Okay. Lilith, how is your beer? Are you enjoying it?
Oh yes, it's delicious.
How long have you been traveling for, really, before you got here?
Years?
Yeah.
Just like years, yeah.
Pretty fucking exhausting. Nice to have a good beer.
Yes, it is.
Delicious. Can you make a perception check for me? And now's where the rolls come. So double click on your sheet, or on your person, and your sheet should come up.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And you'll see, so on where it's under attributes, you see like strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Right before that, or right after that rather, you'll see acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, etc. So you just look down, perception, where you see the word perception, click on it.
Whoops.
Nope,
There we go.
that's right. You did it. You just rolled your very first Dungeons and Dragons roll. You rolled perception. And with a 12, you actually, so you notice that there's, a fine gentleman here who seems to really be enjoying the show. And you notice this woman beside you who seems very entranced with the other woman across the bar. What do you think of this when you catch this?
I'm amused. Curious.
Excellent. The feminine wiles are at it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you sip your beer and you kind of look around and you see this unfold, Konami, what are you doing now? Are you making another perception check? Or are you gonna go get a beer?
Flustered. I'm flustered. I shake my head a little bit, slap my cheeks just a little bit.
Snap out of
Try
it!
to gain my senses a little bit. I have been really tired and I suppose a little vulnerable.
Ooh.
But I decide to shake it off and go get a drink.
Hell yeah.
So I will be going over here.
Okay. You approach the barkeep and she smiles at you and she says, "Hello, what can I do you for?"
Hi there. I just want the strongest thing you have.
Oh,
On the rocks,
the strongest. On the rocks. And she smiles and she says, now you're talking my language. And she reaches under the counter and she pulls out this big bottle. She uncorks it and you can smell the alcohol from here. As she pulls out a glass, tosses in some ice, throws it on like with ease, just tosses some of that fucking liquor on there and slides it over to you. And she winks and she says, "You enjoy this."
All right. I toss a few coins onto the table and give her a wink.
She slides the coins back to you and she says, No, free of charge. It's your first time here. First time policy.
Well, I'll certainly be back for more then.
All right, I'll keep a tab. And she pulls the coins and puts them in her bag and smiles at you.
Perfect. Okay. And then I just want to head back over here with my drink.
Okay.
If that's okay.
That's lit. As you go to sit down, because you kind of moved from your position, you've kind of shaken it off, let's make another perception check.
Okay. All right.
Aha.
Oh, wow.
Feeling refreshed as you take a sip of this, what appears to be paint thinner, your eyes burn a little bit. You kind of shake it off, feeling alive. You look to your left and you see this gentleman adorned in some pretty fancy clothes. He's wearing a top hat, the prick. And he seems to be distracted by the music.
Interesting. I decide to keep my eyes on him.
Okay.
While I sip on my drink for a little bit. I want to let him listen to the music a little bit more.
How generous. As for the music, how's it going over there, Mrs. Music Lass?
So Kyrie is done with her current set of music, and she just slowly puts her lyre back away and makes her way down the stairs. She's a little like she looks a little flouncy, but it doesn't seem to be like overly childish or anything. It's kind of a very slow and deliberate movement. And she walks down over to this gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of looks up and she says, "Hello."
Well, hello there. How is it going? Great work up there, I must say.
Well, thank you very much. I saw you watching, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for enjoying the performance.
Well, of course, I've always been one who enjoys the finer things in life, like the arts.
Oh, of course, the arts are incredibly important. Without them, who would we really be?
Exactly. I was planning on having a, how do you say, a banquet later. Would you be so kind as to perhaps work the banquet? I would pay you handsomely, I promise, but your musical talents could be put to great use in the city, I have to say.
Oh, well, of course, thank you for this opportunity. I would love to have another chance to see you again and to play for you and your associates.
He blushes a little bit. He goes, "Oh, to see me. Well, what is your name?"
Oh, well, my name is Curie. It's very nice to meet you, sir.
Oh, yes, Curie. That reminds me of my niece's name. Rest in pieces. But I'm Francis. It's so lovely to make your acquaintance.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Francis, but it has been an absolute pleasure getting to meet you. Just let me
Yes.
know where I should come see you again, so that I can play, of course.
I will be by later if I don't wish to interrupt your show anymore, but I will give you the information. I will send one of my lackeys here and he can help walk you over there. These streets they can be dangerous sometimes. And he just kind of
Of course.
looks a little disgusted as he says that.
Of course. Thank you so much for your generosity. I look forward to this evening.
Excellent. I'm certain my banquet will be the talk of the town now. And he goes back to sipping on his drink.
Yeah, and Kyrie decides that she's gonna go get a drink, not necessarily because she can actually eat or drink, but just, to keep up appearances.
Fair enough. So you go over there and you grab a drink. We'll come back to that. Yan, what is Lilith doing right now?
She's kind of chilling. There's been a fellow behind me.
Yeah.
He's being very quiet, but
He is. You see him
I'm very
pondering his
curious
drink.
about him. Yeah.
Do you approach him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you approach this gentleman and he turns to face you. And he goes, "Well, hello there, miss. What brings you here?"
I'm just looking for a new change of scenery.
Ah, yes,
New
well,
town. Hello.
this city's got tons of scenery. I've been here born and raised, and every time I travel, I just wish I was back home.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from a small borough, on the other side of town. Not quite as fancy as it is out here, but it is beautiful.
I'll have to check it out.
Well, yes, I always recommend seeing the sights of the city, but just, maybe if you're out and about, make sure you got someone with you. I think things have been a little... And he, pauses for a second and, considers if what he's saying is going to be helpful or not. And he says, "It's... You never really know what's lurking out there, just make sure you're staying safe."
Noted. Thank you.
Um,
Interesting. Thank you.
People were saying your mic is a little quiet.
I might be talking quiet again.
That's okay. But, like, shouldn't your mic, like, be able to pick it up?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know why it's being so quiet today.
Is it Discord?
I might have messed with something.
Maybe you have, like, the noise suppression on. Sometimes I notice that makes things quieter.
No, I don't see it on.
Well, it sounds like how you're
Okay, I'll
talking
just
right
try to
now is a
talk
bit.
louder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so you're having this conversation with this lad. Kanami, you're having your drink. You just saw the doll kind of approach this man you've had your eye on. What is your game plan right now?
Would I have been able to hear any of that conversation?
Well, he was facing away from you talking to her, so probably not. There is, music playing and, the sound of
Right.
dishes and stuff. But I will give you an opportunity to make a perception check because maybe at that moment you just honed in.
Okay.
No. So you're here. You can see that they're having an interaction, and you can tell that this girl is a little emotionless, but seemed to be in high enough spirits after their conversation as she went over to get herself a drink. And you saw him, speaking with, big gestures and stuff, thinking whatever the conversation was, it must have been a pleasant one. Are you going to move anywhere, or are you going to keep sitting?
I'm stay here.
Okay.
I've calmed down a little bit after I've had my drink. After seeing them have a lovely conversation, I get curious. I decide to stay and just see where the doll ends up going.
Okay.
I want to watch her in case possibly I want to follow.
Okay. Good show.
I want to find out what they were talking about.
Okay, great. So you're peeking around. You're giving the side eye. Now focused, waiting to see, what's going to come of this. At the bar, what are you saying to the barkeep here?
So Kyrie walks up to the barkeep and she's kind of just like, well, hello there. Would you happen to have any juices at this bar?
Juices? Like the alcoholic kind?
No, you see, I'm very sorry. I just prefer not to be drinking alcohol if there is a chance that I may be performing again.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Also, thank you, by the way. Beautiful performance. Even back here at Grace My Ears, we get some interesting traveling performances through here, and that's got to be one of the best. Let me see what I can do for you. And she kind of turns around and she looks and she goes, "Oh, this'll do." And she pours you a nice big glass of orange juice.
Perfect. Thank you so very much, and I apologize again for the odd request.
Don't get any scurvy now, haha! And she hands you the drink and goes back to what she's doing.
Yeah. Kyrie just kind of laughs a little bit awkwardly because, she can't say shit, but, she can't get scurvy.
Yeah.
And she just kind of decides to come sit over here at this table, in the chair that is closest to this pretty lady over here who seems
it doesn't let you, hey?
a little foreign. Doesn't look quite like she is within this town.
Racially profiling.
Yes. Well, I mean, she's a doll, so everyone who looks a little different could be, maybe she is a wandering merchant of some sort.
Ooh.
And that's always a fun fount of information and a possibility for chaos, so...
Okay, so you sit down here. Kanami, can you make a perception check for me? It's your roll of the evening. That's just perception. She's got such big eyes to perceive with. Is it lagging? Konami? Did she die?
No.
Did I die?
Hello?
Hi!
Hello.
Hello? Okay. Maybe my mic was being weird. I'm making a perception check?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So thankfully you
Jesus.
didn't have to roll very high because you were keeping an eye on this girl.
Alright.
She walks over with her orange juice and sits down at the table beside you. And you see her, and you kind of see her look at you just a little bit for a second with a pause, and then go back to drinking her orange juice. What do you do?
Okay. For now, I deem her as safe,
Okay.
but I want to keep an eye on her still. But I'm still curious about the conversation they had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go over to the guy.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slowly walk over there, cautiously. I'm not gonna sit there, I'm gonna stand.
Okay.
And I want to ask, could I possibly take a seat next to you?
First of all, how tall are you?
Hmm?
How tall are you?
I think I wrote it. Let's just say like 5'5".
5'5". Okay. So you come over to the table and you stand near him. And he looks up at you. And he goes, "Oh, well, hello, ma'am. To what do I owe this pleasure?"
I haven't been here before, and unfortunately, that means I don't have a lot of friends around here.
Oh.
I've been listening to that cute doll play, and I must
She's very
say,
cute.
she's lovely. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. She has to have some of the finest music I've ever heard. I just couldn't let talent like that go to waste. I've actually invited her to a banquet this evening. Oh, it's going to be so fantastic.
I was just going to say that I would have loved to hear her play more and more, but unfortunately, I think she's taking a break right now. You said you're hosting a banquet?
Yes, later this evening it's going to be fantastic. All of the people who are, anyone is going to be there. My banquets are fantastic, if I do say so myself.
Sounds so intriguing.
Thank you.
I haven't met anyone new here yet. Could I possibly join you at the banquet?
He's gonna kind of look you up and down. Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Yeah. Crying.
So you're lucky he's a bit of a misogynist, because he doesn't actually need very much convincing.
Oh my God.
He looks you up and down and he goes, this event, it's very high profile. It's a very high class. It's part of an initiative, the election's coming up, and we're just doing everything we can to inspire the people in the right direction. And you look so lovely. It would be such a shame to not have you there. Of course you are welcome to join us.
Why, thank you. I'm so grateful, thank you.
I will have my lackey come by a little bit later when I'm ready to head back, and they can give you the rundown and help guide you through the city. It can be a little dangerous at night.
Noticed those... I have noticed the dark alleys around here have been a little bit suspicious, but thank you very much. I look forward to it. I can't wait to hear her play more and to see you again.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. We'll be in touch. And he goes back to drinking.
Okay. I want to sit back down before...
Okay. Lilith, what are you doing? Can you make a perception check for me just real quick?
Yeah.
So you don't actually hear this conversation happening over there because you're still kind of talking to this fella. Is there anything that you want to ask him? You're looking for answers. When you come to a new town, what's kind of your strategy for that?
I try to get to know as many people as I can. And I'm a little nervous with what he told me. I do want to know more about what he's been seeing. What are the dangers out there?
He looks at you and he looks around. And he kind of leans down on the table and he puts his hand up by his face and he talks to you, but kind of away from the room. He goes, well, you know, I don't know if it's the campaign, you know, all the politics. I don't know if it's something else. But things are not what they used to be here. There's talk of creatures that have been seen at night, and not just your usual beggar, but things that are being described as more, and he looks around again, horrific. I haven't seen anything myself, but there have been rumors, and I just wouldn't want you to take any chances.
Well, thank you for being worried. I think I'll be fine, though.
You do look strong.
I am. Thank you.
I can appreciate that. And he gives a little chuckle, like raising his voice a little bit now and kind of straightening up, looking around to think, is anyone listening to this conversation? And we'll see if anyone is listening to that conversation. Kanami and Kyrie? This is going to be so hard for me because of how it's spelled.
Yes, that is correct.
Kyrie. Can you guys both make perception checks for me?
I'm sick of this.
You're like, I'm rioting. There you go. Kanami, you actually, even though he's lowered his voice, the way that his voice has kind of carried, you actually are hearing little bits of this conversation, and you can tell that he's warning this traveler that these streets are a bit dangerous and that there's rumored monsters about.
Okay. I just kind of put that in the back of my head. I'm not worried about any of that.
Hell
I
yeah.
can take care of myself easily.
We love a girl boss.
Yes.
Okay, so, you guys are having this conversation. When this person walks in. Did it show him up? Is he showing up? No. Come on.
Hmm?
Oh, there he goes.
There's two.
This person walks in. And he makes eye contact with the gentleman in the top hat.
Daddy?
And he kind of dusts off his coat a bit and he walks over. And
Paying
he's
attention?
not being quiet or anything. He says, so, what do you need from me in order to finish the preparations for this evening? As always, I am at your service. And he looks at him and he goes, Clarence. Clarence, it is so great to see you. Actually, I do need your help. You see, here's the story. First, an incredible musician, just absolutely wonderful. I haven't heard music like that in a long time, so of course I invited her to the banquet. And then, and he gestures, kind of gives a little elbow nudge to Clarence and gestures at Konami and goes, and this beautiful woman over here has expressed interest in meeting new people as she's new to this town, and you know you know how I am. I can't let just a new person just go without friends. You know how important friendship is to me, right, Clarence? And Clarence rolls his eyes and he's like, yes, of course, Francis. Friendship. Well, what is it that you need from me? And Francis says, well, Clarence, here's the thing. I need you to make sure that you escort these lovely women to the banquet in one piece. You know how things are out there. And I need to make sure that you provide them with appropriate attire and anything they could possibly need to be comfortable. Can I trust you to do that, Clarence? And Clarence stands up tall and puts his hands together and he says, "Of course, Francis. You have my word." And he turns around and walks up to you guys. "So, I hear you've been invited to our shindig this evening."
Oh, why, yes. He was
Well,
so
hello.
gracious and invited me over so I could meet some new friends.
"Well, there will certainly be many people there for you to get acquainted with. How can I be of assistance?"
Well, first of all, would you mind introducing yourself, kind sir?
"Ah, yes, of course," and he bows. "My name is Clarence, but, you know, my mom calls me Clariny," and it looks very fruity when he says that. That's a joke. He doesn't actually do that. I'm just saying because his parents have a good marriage. Anyway, so he looks at you and he goes, "Yes, I'm Clarence. I work for Francis over here, Sir Francis, and I have been tasked this evening with taking care of you two and making sure that your journey to the banquet as well as your stay here is comfortable."
Well, thank you, Sir Clarence, and I'd like to pass on my thanks as well to Francis. He's been so absolutely kind to us.
Ah, yes. Sir Francis has a tendency to be kind. And he just kind of, like, his mouth gets a little bit pursed. Can you two make an insight check for me? So, this is really good orange juice. Konami, you notice the kind of the corners of his mouth like tense up a little, and you think, this is definitely like, he's not your average servant, but it's still a servant-master type relationship. And so you can tell that even if this guy had thoughts about Sir Francis that were not particularly great at all times, he would not be giving that away. He has to keep up appearances, and you just get the feeling that maybe not everything is peachy all the time.
Okay.
And he gestures to both of you, and he hands you some invitations, and he says, "You guys will need these in case we get separated, of course. Is there anything you guys need? We'll be heading out soon. Not right away, but soon. Is there anything that I can help you with before then? Is there anything else that you need? Maybe some errands you have to run? I am at your service."
Well, possibly if you could point us in or at least myself, in the direction of a good inn for afterwards. Just so, you know, I have something planned post-banquet.
"Oh, well, here's the thing. I don't know if Sir Francis said anything, but all of our guests are set up, having total beautiful rooms, access to a spa, kitchen, there'll be breakfast in the morning. You do not have to worry about that. Your stay is included. You are a performer, and you are an esteemed guest." Gestures at you, Konami.
Why, that's lovely. I greatly appreciate that. I haven't really found my footing in this town yet. And by the way, I'm so happy that you're going to be escorting us. I'm so scared.
Why?
The streets have been looking quite suspicious, and I've been hearing rumors here and there as I walk through the streets.
He looks a little pale, and he goes, "What kind of rumors?"
It's changing from people being robbed to people being mugged to people being hurt. I'm just a frail lady. Any of those things is quite frightening to me.
Yes, the streets have been a little bit more dangerous lately, but not that much. I mean, with the election and everything coming up, we've actually been doing a very good job monitoring the streets and making sure they're as safe as can be. There's certainly nothing out of the ordinary beyond, a few a few more brave beggars coming out and about. You know how it is. And he seems a little bit flustered.
Oh, well, I'm sure you guys are doing a lovely job keeping the streets safe.
He kind of lets out a sigh of relief, and he goes, "Yes, it is our duty to keep these citizens safe, and travelers such as yourselves." As this conversation... Oh, sorry.
Nope, sorry. Kirio's just kind of noticing that she's saying it's our duty, and she kind of wants to question that a little bit.
Okay. We'll come back to that, because we're going to let Yan here. Yan, can you make a perception check?
Yeah.
Thankfully, you don't have to have the greatest perception check, because they're not that far away, and they're having a three-way conversation across a few different tables. So you actually can overhear. You're not hearing every part of this conversation, because you're not entirely eavesdropping, but you do hear mention of a banquet and a place to stay. The stuff about the streets, though, you don't hear that. That was spoken a little bit more hush-hush. So, hearing about this banquet and this place to stay, does that interest you at all?
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Do you want to say anything to them or approach them?
I do. I'm just trying to figure out how I don't do it awkwardly and, like, invite myself over.
It's all in the swag.
Let's see. How about I make my way back to the bar and buy a round of drinks.
Ooh.
And introduce myself.
Oh, now we're talking. Charisma nat 20 idea there. Okay. Okay. So you make your way over here and you say to the barkeep, round of drinks. And she smiles and she looks at you and she goes, "Ah, yes. Of course. I know how these things can be. I'm happy that you're, making attempts to meet people in this town. I assure you it's lovely." And she hands you 4 drinks. And she says, "That will be 5 silver, please." And just give her 5 silver. We don't have gold yet.
Silver right over.
But once we figure out, I have to kind of look through and see how much money you guys have. Which we don't. I have to add it to your character sheet. So we're just going to say for now, these drinks are essentially free. But you hand her 5 silver. And you grab the drinks. And you bring them over. Where do you set them down?
Maybe this table right over here. So
Okay.
I'm not, like, barging right in on them, but close by.
Yeah. No, I think the music's still going. I think it's just really quiet.
Take a swag check.
Make a swag check. Yeah, can you make... You're coming over here with alcohol. Can you make a performance check with advantage?
Ooh.
So how you do that is first make your performance check. Click on it on your sheet below. Yeah, you found it. And then click on the... Where you see it in chat, it says 10. There's a little plus button to the right side when you hover over the 10. So you can click that, and it'll roll it again. So you walk over. You've got 4 things of alcohol. You set them down. You're not stumbling or anything. You're actually being pretty smooth. It's not like out of this world smooth, but it's smooth enough to not be considered awkward. As you sit the drinks down, the 3 of you would notice this because she's right there. But what do you say to them, Lillian?
Hi, I'm new in town, and I thought I might just offer a round of drinks for new friendship, potentially.
How do you two respond to
just
this?
kind of looks over at this other girl who's come up, and she kind of looks her up and down, and she goes, "Well, thank you very much. It's always nice to see new faces, especially when they're coming from someone as cute as you. But unfortunately, I already have a drink." And she holds up her orange juice and just kind of swirls it around in her mug.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just leave this drink on the table just in case.
Konami, what do you do?
I also kind of look her up and down and just kind of see if I can trust her. Always wary of other people buying me drinks.
Wise.
And I decide that I can trust her. She seems like a nice, good girl.
Nice. Good
And
girl.
I say, "Oh wow, thank you so much. That's so generous of you." And then I look at Kitty and I go, "Well, if you're not going to have that, I don't mind having two.
We love that.
Don't want to let it go to waste."
Of course, the more the merrier. Well, as long as this lovely is okay with that.
Of course, here.
Okay, so Konami's getting lit.
Double fisting.
And Clarence looks at you all and he says, "Ah, another friend. I don't believe we've been acquainted."
Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Lily and I'm new here.
Oh, well, welcome. So many new travelers.
Thank you.
What brings you here?
I'm just looking for a new change in scenery.
Ah, well, you've come to the right place. This is a beautiful town.
It looks it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, are you coming to the banquet this evening?
A banquet? I did not know a banquet was going on. What's going on?
Oh! One moment. And you see Clarence go over to Sir Francis. Except it's not letting me drag him. Let me drag him! There. Did it work? Is it... He's vanished on my screen. There. So Clarence walks over and he says to Sir Francis, "Sir, did you notice there's another new lady in town? She's inquiring about your banquet." And Francis turns around, because before you were actually out of his view. He turns around fully in his chair and he looks at you. And he kind of looks you up and down. And he goes, "Oh, yes, excellent. Oh, the more the merrier. Would you like to come to the banquet this evening?"
Oh, I would love to. Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
"Oh, excellent. I look forward to seeing you there." And he gets up out of his chair and he kind of puts his jacket in order and works on his pocket square a little bit and fixes his top hat, grabs his cane up, kind of taps it on the floor 2 times as he walks past you, and he says, "Well, I'll be going. I have a lot to prepare for later, but you will be in good hands with Clarence, and I hope to see you at the banquet post-haste." And he exits. Clarence moves his way back over to you. And he says, "Yes, it's kind of getting about that time. We should start making our way over. We will need to..." And you can tell he's, like, trying to figure out how to phrase this. He's like, we have outfits for guests, if you're so inclined, that are a bit more fitting for a banquet of this caliber. You see, there's quite a lot of high-class individuals that will be there. Of course, no pressure. I don't wish to be rude. There's nothing wrong with the way that you're currently dressed, but the option is there for you if you need, and we have people there that can style your hair and all of that. Anyway, I think we should probably get going before too long."
Yeah, Kyrie looks up at him and goes, "Well, of course, I would never say no to a round of dress-up, especially after a long travel. Thank you very much, sir."
Yes. Great. Excellent. Yes, Konami?
I would just happily agree and be like, "Yes, that would be lovely. I always love trying on new things."
Fuck yeah.
I will also agree. It'll be nice to have something new to wear.
Hell yes. Excellent. Well, it seems as though everything is coming into a play here beautifully. Let me just go grab my coat and we will be on our way. And he goes to go grab his coat. It's 3:24. Mel, you said you don't have a ton of time today?
I'll go for a little bit.
Okay. So then we will switch to the next scene. But
Okay.
while I get everything ready, would you guys, if you have to use the potty or get a drink or anything, now would be a good time. I'll just do a little, like, 5-minute. We got Pika is.
So you changed?
Huh?
You do that so fast.
Do what?
Look at Kitty.
Oh, wow.
Fancy.
How did you do that so fast?
Magic.
Wow.
Amazing.
Excellent. Okay. So I'm just setting up something real quick here. Foundry has sometimes too many options. Okay. Go back to that. Oh. Okay. So I need to get the tunes going again. No audio could be found. That's a lie. That's a lie because I did it already. It's lying to me. Here. There we go. Can you guys hear the music again?
Yes.
And so we're just waiting for Yanderae.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, perfect. Great. So, let us begin. Bloodborne vibes? Well, Axolotl, you are not far off. Because one of the suggestions when we were coming up with the theme for this world was to have some Bloodborne vibes. And I definitely have some homebrew monsters that look like they are probably exactly from Bloodborne. So we can look forward to that. Okay. So, you guys are getting ready here. Clarence comes back over. I also need to turn the music down. This particular audio, like, the beginning is, like, really loud, and then in the middle it gets really quiet. I don't know why. Clarence comes back over to you, and he says, "All right, if you guys are ready, then I think we should make our way over."
Sounds good.
Of course.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then the four of you make your way out. We're going to go back here. You're out and you're back in the city streets. Clarence. We got William and okay. So you guys kind of see yourself there. You enter and it's getting darker. It was already dark when you guys went in. Again, this region for some time has been just very, very dark. And you see the flicker of lights kind of coming through all of the windows around here. I'm actually going to make it day, and then I'm going to change the scene to be darker so that it's not quite so dark, so you guys can still see. Where is the city? City? Okay. There. So you come out, and it's getting even darker now, and the air is heavy. Can you guys make a perception check for me? Okay, so, Lillian, do fallen SMRs have dark vision, just out of curiosity?
I'm not sure.
I'm looking here. Senses. Doesn't say. I don't know. I haven't actually played a fallen SMR yet. Either way, you're kind of looking around at the city and you're thinking, like, man, this is really pretty. It's a little spooky right now. The vibes are a little strange, but it's pretty. Konami and Kyrie, I'm gonna guess every single time. Is that right?
It is.
Okay, Kyrie. My dyslexic brain reads it and is like, Kyrie! You do have dark vision. Oh, look at your little token is talking.
Ew.
Yeah, 60 feet
You can
of
also do
dark
that.
vision.
Good to know. You guys can also chat anytime. So if you ever are like, somebody's talking right now, but I want to do something next, like, feel free to type in chat, like, I talk to this person or whatever. Pog, exactly.
Cool.
So, that's just a good way to kind of, like, show, like, hey, I have something I want to do. Anyway, so the two of you, you actually, first you see, kind of coming around the corner, you see this and this. And then for chat,
Oh my god.
it's gonna zoom it in. You see these two, zoom all the way in here, approach around the corner. And Clarence sees them, and he goes, stay back, thank you. And he steps forward to these two, and he goes, who goes there? Well, you see, I'm just so hungry. We haven't had food in so long, and do you have any money or bread, perhaps, that you could give to us? And Clarence looks at you guys and looks at them, and he goes, nope, there's no bread here. In fact, I believe you're not supposed to be wandering the streets at this hour. How did you get here? Well, we are just trying our best to make a living, please. Our guards should have stopped you from getting this far. How did you get in here? Oh, please don't hurt us. We just are so hungry. And Clarence kind of puts his arms out and he says, go back to where you came from. I have very important business to deal with tonight, and I do not need beggars interfering. Thank you very much. And he walks and tries to push past them. Not actually push them, but kind of muscle them out of the way a little bit so that he can get past. What do you three respond? He kind of gestures to you to follow.
As Kyrie goes to follow him, she also pulls out some rations from her bag, because she's carrying a decent amount, just kind of for show. She doesn't really need them though, so she pulls one out and she hands it to the child, and she says, "It might just be better if you go back, like he said. But here, at least you can take this with you."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, miss. Thank you so much.
And she takes the rations.
I follow Clarence,
Okay.
completely ignoring them.
Okay.
I follow quickly behind them, but I'm gonna slip them a couple silver coin without really saying much.
They look at you and smile and receive the coin and kind of nod knowingly, as Clarence kind of rushes you guys past. As you guys pass, you enter into just the next part of the city, which I actually don't have an angle for. Just under this bridge. And when you get to the other side of this bridge, you hear just a blood-curdling scream from back where you came. And you hear, "No, please, please!" And then just, like, a horrific sound. And then there doesn't seem to be any more signs of struggle.
Sir Clarence, what were you saying about it being your responsibility to make sure that the citizens were safe? That did not sound safe.
He looks concerned as he kind of glances to the side and takes a deep breath and goes, I will investigate. And he walks back over to find this woman and her child just mauled to pieces.
Are the rations still there?
The rations are still there. Will you make a perception check?
It has extra sauce now.
No.
Okay. We got one perception roll.
Oh, are we all?
Are we all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, Lillian.
What is wrong with me?
Lillian, you're looking around and you're just like, what? You're looking at these people on the ground, and it's pretty fucking brutal. Like, this is
Those are people.
gory. This is horrific. There are these two people, you just gave them your money, and they're laying on the ground just lifeless, like limbs torn apart. As for Konami and Kyrie, you see this climb down from the wall.
Flying down?
It climbs down, so it's on all fours and it starts to crawl down the wall, head first towards you. You
Before
can
it gets
hover
to us,
over it to see.
can I pick up my ration and dust it off and put it back in my pocket?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. If they're not gonna eat it, I'm taking it back.
Bloody ration. As the thing looks at you and it screeches, blood dripping from its mouth. And it continues to approach. And as it gets about here, it goes and gets ready to lunge. We are going to engage in combat! Woo!
Let's go.
First combat! So, first of all, these two are dead. So. Combat. And now we'll get an opportunity to show you guys how combat works on Foundry. So, Peko already knows how to do this, I think. But for the rest of you, on where you see chat, you see the little chat bubbles. Right beside it is a fist.
Yeah.
And if you click on that, you'll see encounter. And then you'll see all the different characters. You will need to right-click that, and it'll pop that out, so you can have that and also look at the chat. It's a huge help.
Wait, right click the... Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can do that with any of those tabs, by the way.
Cool.
So then that comes out. It's really handy.
Okay.
I click begin combat, and now you'll see on that little tracker your dice, and that's for your initiative, so you can roll for initiative. Okay, and yeah, there we go. Perfect. So, Clarence looks at both of you. Then he looks at Lillian, who's still kind of staring at the bodies on the ground, and he looks at this thing in front of him and he goes, "What is that?" And he starts to book it. He like starts to run away, and he's like Jesus Christ.
Pathetic.
And then next is Kyrie. What do you do?
So Kyrie just kind of backs up a little bit. Because she's, she's small, she's relatively fragile. But she looks at this demon and she's like, I don't like you. And, I'm glad you're tall because then there's more of you to hate.
Wow. So he has to do a
And
wisdom
she
save?
uses, vicious mockery for a wisdom save.
Fails. So he takes a psychic damage.
Woo! Just one.
I mean, you still got him.
And you have disadvantage on your next attack roll.
Yes. which is
Woo.
good because he's about to attack.
Yep.
So he is coming down, and he sees that Lillian is not really paying attention. Thinking, oh, there's a chance to catch her off guard as he leaps down into your range, Lillian, and he is going to swipe at you. So he has surprised you a little bit, but he's not going to get a surprise attack because you did get to see your party members address him. But he still kind of gets the jump on you. So all of a sudden you turn around and there's just this thing like inches from your face. No face, just teeth and jaw and blood as it
Lovely.
reaches out for a claw attack. Which is, let me do the damage here. Let's see if it hits you. He has disadvantage on his roll, so that's important. So it is D20 plus. And then, okay, well he gets disadvantage. So I don't even think we need to roll another one because he just rolled a nat 1. So it doesn't really matter if he has disadvantage or not. He reaches out to you and he goes to take a claw swipe at you. And you just ever so slightly step out of the way. And because he kind of misjudged where he was jumping down from, he lands and does a bit of a face plant, narrowly missing you with his back legs, which is not even what he was trying to hit you with, as he kind of ends up on the ground. Konami, it's your turn.
Okay. Let me just find my... Okay. I'm gonna stay put,
Okay.
and I don't really want to reveal the full form yet, so I'm just gonna bare my fangs at him,
Okay.
and I want to just wait and see what happens. I don't want to attack yet.
So do you wanna hold an action in case like he starts to attack you?
Yeah, I'll hold an action.
Okay. Lillian, you just saw this creature just come jumping down in front of you, to make a swipe at you and miss. What do? He's kind of at your feet.
Since he face planted, can I pull out my daggers?
Yep.
And do a little stab?
Yeah, you sure can. So you should be able to, in your character sheet, if you go to your inventory, you'll see dagger. Click on the picture of the dagger and it should roll your dagger attack.
Do I just do normal?
Yeah.
Or okay. I don't know if is it rolling? No.
Oh, it did. Looks like it did roll. I rolled also just in case. So it looks like you with your first dagger attack, because you have 2. You reach down and you try and stab at him, and you notice that his skin is like thick and slippery. And so you try and make an attack with your dagger, and shoo, it slides off. So you grab your other dagger, and this time with more force and purpose, you kind of just stab it straight in. And you just hear like a gushing sound as he takes 3 damage. Do you want to move at all? Because he's right at your feet. Here's an...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just so you know, this is a D&D rule. So if you are within, 5 feet, which he should actually be here. If you're within 5 feet of a creature that you're fighting against, and you try to leave its area, if you try and get out of that radius, it gets an attack of opportunity on you because you're running away. So,
Okay.
Unless you have one of the actions you can do, which I mean you attacked, but one of the actions you can do is disengage, which allows you to move and get out of someone's range without provoking an attack of opportunity. But in this case, you're here, so you can continue to stand here and potentially get swung at again, or you could move, take an attack of opportunity, but then be perhaps in a better position. It's up to you. Just letting you know those are your options.
Okay. Let's see. Part of me wants to I don't know if this is possible, but stomp down on my dagger.
Yeah, you
Really
can
dig it in
absolutely
there.
do that. That is 100% a thing that you can do. So, that is going to be a strength check. So roll strength, which is in your attributes at the top. You'll see the strength. Click on the text strength and click ability check. Okay, but because you've got a fucking knife in his back, we're gonna do it with advantage. So roll one more time. Okay, so you kind of like swing your foot down and try and step on the dagger, but the dagger's pretty small, so you step on and like you kind of hit it a little bit with your first attempt, and then you stomp down again, and his like slimy little body kind of withers away just a little bit out of your range, and so you kind of stomp on him twice, but his skin doesn't seem to be impacted, and the dagger is still in his back. Clarence is now looking at you guys, and he goes, "Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, heavens." And he realizes that he can't just be a pussy forever. So, he's gonna turn around. Where is it? And he's going to cast Eldritch Blast on this guy. Where is my Eldritch Blast? Spells. There it is. So, he is going to cast Eldritch Blast. He you see him turn around and look at this creature and shudder. As he reluctantly tosses out a spell kind of from the back of his hand, while still trying to keep his distance. So he hits, and the creature takes 6 force damage, and you just kind of see it get knocked back a little bit as Clarence kind of looks through his eyes that he was kind of squinting a little bit and sees that he has actually successfully hit this creature, and you see him kind of puff up his chest a little bit like, aha, I meant to do that. Now it's your turn, Peko.
Okay, Kyrie is going to sort of go around to the side over here, because she has a plan and she doesn't want to hurt her new companions.
Okay.
But she walks over here and she takes out her lyre, and she just goes, and a 1 and a 2 and a big fuck you, and she uses Thunderwave.
Wow. Slap that hoe.
Oh, why did I do that? There we go.
Pew pew pew. So he has to make Constitution save, right?
Yes.
He fails.
Woo!
So he takes 15 thunder damage.
Yes. And he gets pushed 10 feet away.
So he kind of goes flying here into this fountain and slams against the fountain as it hisses and screeches at you, and then kind of stands up on its back legs this time. Claws out, mouth just wide open, dripping with blood. And
Yes.
you think if he had eyes, he'd be looking at you.
And then I also, as a bonus action, would like to give some bardic inspiration die to Lillian, because she seemed to know what she was doing.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell Lillian what a bardic inspiration die does?
Ah, yes, of course. So because I am a magic music human, or not human, every time or every turn I can give bardic inspiration die, which is a d6, or once every 10 minutes. So you can roll the dice when you do an ability check, or when you're attacking, or when you're saving. So in this case, it would probably be used for attacking. And then you can add that to whatever you've rolled.
Cool. Thank you.
It's a little buff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the demon looks at you, and it's looking at Konami now, who's the closest. And so
Okay.
it's going to lunge at you and make an attack. You have an you have an action prepared before this happens. What do you do?
Could I attack?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll do a Hold on, I'm gonna look at the homebrew thing. Okay. I will do I'll do a poisonous bite.
Okay.
Because I see him coming at me and I've already
Yeah.
been baring my fangs, so
Yeah.
I think I just click on this. Hold on.
Are you on D&D Beyond for it?
No, I added it to oh, that didn't work. All right. Oh. Was that it?
Is that I just tried to see.
Oh, there
I
you-
clicked on the little loop picture.
Okay.
So that hits.
So, okay. Oh, cool.
So he comes flying through the air trying to lunge at you, and as he kind of gets into your space, you just bite down on his shoulder, and he takes how much damage? We have to roll the damage. You take
It would be 1d12, so
so do /R space and then 1d12.
in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so /R space 1d12. Cool.
Okay, so
Hey,
wow, max damage. He comes out towards you, and you're ready for him. As he takes 12 damage. And this poison damage, you can see he kind of just like winces a little bit, screeching, just saliva flying in your face, as it reels from the pain of the bite it just received. It's not
And
used to people biting him back.
It's poison damage, I believe.
So
too.
for this poison attack, because poison can kind of go one of two ways. Poison's either it's
Okay.
just poison, and so therefore if someone's resistant to poison or
Okay.
whatever, it doesn't impact them. But then there's also like the poison like attribute essentially, which means that it builds or it gets stronger or it happens over time. Do you know if, because I don't have the homebrew class in front of me right now, do you know which one
Everything
it is?
that's in that description right there is what that came with. So
Okay. So
I think it's just damage then.
it's just damage, but once you get to 5th level, it's 2d12 instead of 1d12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
he comes lunging at you, and before he gets to you, you take a huge bite out of him.
nom,
Enraged now, he's still going to try and make his claw attack on you.
Okay.
He doesn't have disadvantage this turn, right?
No, he doesn't. I didn't mock him.
No, I think yeah. Claw attack. Okay.
I assume that doesn't hit.
Where am I looking at?
Chat. The 8. What's your armor class?
Oh, that's 13.
Okay, so he misses. Like,
Okay.
just reeling from the pain, shocked during his ambush that you managed to kind of catch him out of the air. He grabs his shoulder and he falls to the ground for a second before looking at you and skittering away on all fours, which is something he can do, which is disengage as a bonus action. So he's skittering away, he climbs up the fountain here, and he's kind of hanging off the fountain, this time upside down with his head kind of facing down towards you as his neck is twisted around. Now, Konami, it's your turn again.
How many feet away is he?
He's probably 15 feet away because he's 10 away, but then 5 up on this fountain.
Okay. Inventory. Okay, I'm gonna use Can I do like the bonus action and then the action?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or
Yep. So
Okay.
it doesn't really matter. It just means that bonus action means you get to do it on your
Oh,
turn.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of pissed off, she decides fuck it. She's gonna reveal herself.
Okay.
And she uses elongate neck.
Ooh.
So I clicked it. I don't know whatever that means. But basically, there you go.
So bonus
Going
action
noodle
is your neck.
mode.
So you get to bite from 20 feet away. Wow.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna use my bite as the action again.
Okay.
So
then that's the R. No, I rolled it last time. So on your thing where it says poisonous bite, click the little click the picture beside poisonous bite. There should be a dice there.
Oh, okay. Wait, that doesn't sound right. 1d20. It'd be 1d12,
It's 1d12,
right?
yeah.
Okay. It's not. I'm just gonna roll a d12 because that one
Okay.
I have to edit that, I think.
So 4.
Oof.
So you reach out and your neck kind of elongates as Clarence, who's standing nearby, just kind of looks a little bit in horror. And you do 4 more damage to this creature, which screeches out, just this blood-curdling screech, as you can see that, like, some of its skin is falling off, and it looks to be very injured. Lillian, it's your turn.
I still have one of my daggers, right? Since it didn't go in.
Yeah. You can also say that before he got away, you grabbed the dagger. I'm not going to punish you for that.
Okay. I will. Can I throw it?
Yep.
Okay.
You can throw. I believe it does. Because let me click on it. There's a throwing range. Let me just see what the throwing range is. It is. It looks like it can be thrown up to 20 feet. So if he's about 20 feet away, you should be able to throw it.
It's like 10 feet.
Yeah, plus 5 up.
Okay.
So he's within the range. So yeah, you can throw a dagger.
Okay. Do I just do the little dice on the dagger again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that hits. You throw this dagger and it goes flying towards him. He's sitting there screaming, his mouth agape. As you throw this dagger, how do you want to kill him?
Like,
what does it look like as you finish this thing's life as this dagger flies towards him?
Straight in between. Wait. What does it look like again? Let me have a look at this. Right in the center of his head.
Okay. So you guys watch as she just chucks this dagger and it just flips through the air almost in slow motion as this thing screams, and the dagger just goes lands right in the center of its head, blood pouring out as it dies and falls lifeless into the water of the fountain below.
Nice.
And that is the end of combat. GG. Woo! Clarence kind of is taking a second looking at everything that's just happened, and he goes, and he looks at Konami, and looks at her neck, and just goes, okay, here's the thing. Couple things here. I won't tell anyone about that whole neck thing. If you guys don't mention that you saw this creature at the banquet, it is very important that tonight goes perfectly, and if it doesn't, we may be seeing more of these things. We're trying to keep it low-key. Please, please do not mention this at the event tonight.
I consider it for a second, but since I do need a place to stay and I do want to go to the banquet, I agree. And I make my neck normal again.
What do the other two of you say?
Kyrie just kind of looks at him and goes, "Your protection needs work. I'm going
Yes.
to say that, if my companions weren't as graceful and strong as they were, this could have ended in a much worse place, as much as this creature was very much lacking. In this regard, so too were you."
Wow. He looks a little bit nervous and he goes, "Well, you see, I'm not the one normally doing the protecting. And I'm thankful that you are strong ladies who appear to be able to take care of yourselves. The monsters are never supposed to make it this far, okay? I know a few spells, okay? I can do a couple things. I'm just a servant, okay? I haven't been trained to fight. I'm doing my best, alright?"
She looks at him again and goes, "That's fair, but I expect juice."
Ah, yes. Any other demands?
Yes, juice is fine.
Alright. I'm glad you didn't ask for gold, huh? And he kind of chuckles a bit. The three of you, plus him, move on through the city. You kind of step around these bodies and make your way. You walk down the streets and you just see they're very empty. For a city that's, known for being this bustling, you can see that there are people indoors as you pass by windows and there's warmth coming from a bunch of the places, but the streets, they do seem rather empty. But as you make your way through the city, you get to a part that just seems a bit more opulent, a bit more rich. And you see just this beautiful, beautiful building in front of you as Clarence says, "All right, ladies, after me." And he pulls open the door, revealing this place.
Wow.
Ah, yes, Bunny's good taste.
And let's put you guys in here. He says, "We will get you all freshened up right away. Get any, blood off your clothes. Get you some new outfits so that you blend in well this evening. It'll be the best for making friends. I will tell the help to come down and they will escort you to your living quarters and the banquet will be starting just in a little bit. We're still doing the finishing preparations. But for now, do not hesitate to ask for anything and I will happy to be of service." And with that, is actually where we're going to end our session today, because I did promise it would be a bit of a shorter session, and I know that Melon has prior engagements. So, before we get into this scene, this is where we'll end it for this session, but next session, this is where we'll pick up. You guys will also be level 2. So before next session, I will work with all of you guys, especially those who have homebrew, and we can kind of go through your sheets one by one and make sure that, we can enter all of the homebrew stuff ourselves and make it so that it all, we can add pictures to it and make sure the macros are correct. And we'll just make sure that it's all your stuff is in Foundry and running smoothly.
Perfect.
Woo! You did it!
Yay!
Good work! The first session! Yay! You guys RP'd and you killed things. Yeah, and you got your first kill.
I did.
And so epic, throwing a dagger.
It's very fitting.
Hell yeah. Yay! Good work, everyone!